This series sponsored in part by Lucky Duck Games. Check out their new games coming in April and May: King of 12, Chronicles of Crime 1900, and Destinies at LuckyDuckGames.com. Thank you for joining me today at Tantrum Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we're looking at board games launching the second half of April 2021 on Kickstarter and other crowdfunding platforms. On April 17th, we'll see Name, Place, Animal, Thing, a card deduction game for 2 to 6 players. Takes about 15 to 45 minutes to play. On April 18th, we'll see Pletrix.
On the last space trip, a crew member of the Soyuz lost their old portable console. Some aliens found it, and accidentally, they released thousands of pieces that drift aimlessly through space. This is why the Pletrix program was created, when the bravest humans will clean the universe of these dangerous pieces. Pletrix is a roll and write game for the whole family, in which players will place pieces on the panels of their pads to score the most points. Choose your dice wisely. Each panel is different. We're counting on you. The Pletrix program needs you.
These next few launch on April 20th. Hidden Leaders is a game for 2 to 6 players. It takes about 30 minutes to play. You decide between the 2 goals of your secret leader card, playing those heroes to influence the power track, and using special abilities to outsmart your friends. It's a Wonderful Kingdom re-implements It's a Wonderful World for 1 to 2 players. Takes about 45 to 60 minutes to play. Gametoppers is bringing a new Kickstarter, Gametoppers 3.0, with new play mats and more. You can check out our podcast, Tantrum House Board Gaming Podcast, to find out more and to hear an interview with Kevin Berkey. Bleem Divertissements is bringing Dark Mages Advanced Edition, which re-implements Dark Mages. It's for 2 to 4 players. Takes about 20 to 45 minutes to play. Save Patient Zero is for 2 to 5 players. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. 2 labs compete to find an antidote that will save Patient Zero and all of humanity. This is coming from Helvetic. The general idea of the game is to use lab tools in the best sequence possible to identify the 3 molecules out of 25 that make up the antidote. Each lab has a limited number of actions in the deck, so don't fail to identify the correct 3 molecules. Grand Gamers Guild brings Aldabas Doors of Cartagena, a game for 2 to 4 players. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. This is a puzzly tableau builder in which you seek to fill your neighborhood with the most influential citizens. These next few launch on April 21st. Brain Crack Games launches Florence, a game for 1 to 5 players. Takes about 40 to 80 minutes to play. Wooing the Medici in a Euro-style area control game set in Renaissance-era Florence. The regions you want to hold change each round as the Medici move around the city, attending various functions. Over 9 rounds, each player dispatches family members to attend parties, give gifts, brag about their achievements, engage in spurious gossip, and muscle their way through the crowds to get some valuable face time with the Medici. Monster Hunter World, the board game from Steamforged Games, for 1 to 4 players, where hunters work together to defeat the mighty monsters. You'll have the gathering phase and the hunting phase, and finally the HQ phase, where you'll craft new weapons and armor upgrades using the hard-won loot from your monster battles. On April 25th, Hog Publishing launches Glory, game for 2 to 4 players. Takes about 90 minutes to play. This is an RPG-style board game. These next couple launch on April 26th. Earth Rising, 20 years to transform our world, for 1 to 6 players. Takes about 90 to 120 minutes to play, from Stop, Drop, and Roll Games. This is a co-op board game about saving the world. Up to 6 players must work together to bring the whole world into sustainable harmony, balancing the needs of people with the limits of our planet's biosphere. Plan to reverse the damage done and transform our society into sustainability. Dragon Egg Games launches Impendium for 1 to 6 players. Takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. Build stars, galaxies, and new order in the universe. These next few launch on April 27th. Renegade Game Studios launches My Father's Work, game for 2 to 4 players, takes about 120 minutes to play, designed by T.C. Petty. Players are competing mad scientists entrusted with a page from their father's journal and a large estate in which to perform their devious experiments. Players earn points by completing experiments, aiding the town in its endeavors, upgrading their macabre estates, and hopefully completing their father's masterwork. The Red Joker launches Cyber Odyssey, a cyberpunk game with miniatures. Colossal Games launches Lost Empires War for the New Sun, a game for 2 players, takes about 30 minutes to play. This is a head-to-head card-driven area control game with a focus on tactical movement and deck design. Each player chooses a faction to play and uses the cards available to that faction, constructs an 18-card deck with which you do battle. You earn artifacts by controlling objectives and destroying elite enemy units augmented with alien technology. Once you have collected sufficient artifacts, you use them to construct a worm gate. The first person to build a worm gate wins the war for the New Sun. Laughing Hyena Games launches King's Trial, a game for 2 to 5 players, takes about 50 to 90 minutes to play. Travel through the randomly generated realm, competing various quests for the king to gain his favor, whether it be shooing away some evil sheep that are bothering the farmers, organizing a magnificent party in the local amphitheater, or gathering delicious pastries from a faraway village. The fastest adventurer to fulfill 3 quests and get rid of the dragon will win
The King's Trial.
I believe on April 29th, we're going to see a reprint for Domination's Road to Civilization, where you're gathering resources to build your civilization and venerate the gods. A game for 2 to 4 players, takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. These next 2 launch on April 30th. Champions Rise, a game for 2 to 5 players, takes about 45 to 120 minutes to play from Nefarious Duck. You're cooperatively mixing and matching cards to create a unique champion to take down a villain. And Azrah, War of Heralds from Red Duke Games, is for 2 players, takes about 30 to 50 minutes to play. This is a mystic realm of cosmic energies. You are a herald, one of the many celestial beings tasked with protecting the realm from sinister influences and perpetual discord. As a herald, you have often dispatched your chosen champions, known as guardians, to preserve the balance. Now, an umbral otherworldly force, the Nether, has come to Azrah and has corrupted some heralds and their guardians. All that war has broken out. It's time to call upon your guardians once again and defeat the corrupted. Shout out to one of our series sponsors, Mesa Game Lab. With over 35 combined years in the animation and visual effects industry, Mesa Game Lab's artists will work with you to create stunning animated videos and GIFs for your Kickstarter campaign, with options for full 3D environments, 2D animated characters, dynamic motion graphics, eye-catching 3D animation, and Kickstarter page design. They can surely highlight everything your game has to offer. Contact them by visiting mesagamelab.com. Well, you can look for videos coming from Tantrum House from some of these games like Pletrix. We've got My Father's Work, Lost Empires, and more. So check those out, and all our other videos coming, whether they're live. Usually we go live on YouTube Thursday nights. So check those out if you could. And we'd happy for you to join us in the fun that we have for our live shows. Usually Thursday nights, and then the first Saturday of every month is our Saturday morning board game show. So our next one will be the first Saturday in May. Usually that's at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Well, thank you for joining me on this video. Catch you next time.